Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai. I give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God, and Yahushai is the true name of the one begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I like to give double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. We're preaching 100% truth in season and out of season, according to Most High's will, the correct doctrine, giving up their bodies as a living sacrifice for the Most High's sake, which is a reasonable service. The honors go out to you. I'd like to say peace, which is shalom to the hopeful elect, the sincere Akim, the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, starting off with the 144,000. Down to 1/3 of all Israelites who will receive salvation out of America when destruction comes. All right, which is near, it's approaching, the destruction of America. All right. I like to say shalom to the sincere Akim, the Israelite foreigners who are scattered across the globe, who look like different heathen nations, who don't typically look like a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American. All right, but your seed line goes back to Israelite man, and your spirit bears witness. It's proof, all right, that you're Israelite because you can accept this word. This word resonates with your spirit, all right? You can accept 100% truth. I like to give more praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, for allowing me to do another video to the Holy Spirit. In this video, all right, the topic is going to be that God did not forget slavery. God, the Creator, He did not forget slavery, all right? And what slavery am I talking about, all right? I'm talking about slavery, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, all right? The transatlantic slave trade, all right? As well as the Native American, all right? Indians, okay, and the Hispanics, all right? Being in slavery as well, all right? By the what this world will call Europeans, okay, because they were in slavery, and they were in slavery as well, okay. So the Most High didn't forget slavery, all right, because this world believes that God is all love, all right. This world believes that God, all right, Christianity pushed that God can forgive anyone for anything, all right. But this world doesn't understand that God hates America, all right. He hates Edomites, all right. And Edomites today are so-called white people, all right. God doesn't deal with the other heathen nations. God only deals with the Israelites. Israelites are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, all right, and you Israelite foreigners, all right, who may not look like a typical black, Hispanic, or Native American, all right. God did not forget slavery, all right. He's not going to forget the worst slavery ever to be done, all right, to his people, all right, the Israelites, okay. You so-called white people don't forget, all right, 9/11, all right, your Veterans Day, okay. You don't forget the so-called Holocaust, right? These days where so-called white people, all right, lost their lives. Okay, you never forget these days, all right. And God didn't forget all the wickedness that you so-called white people have done to the nation Israel, all right, and you other heathen nations, all right. You so-called Arabs, all right. You so-called Japanese and Chinese, right? You so-called Africans, okay, Hamites, okay, because Israelites and Hamites are two different people, all right. I'm talking about actual Hamites, all right, actual Africans, all right. So the Most High didn't forget slavery. All right. So you Edomites, all right, you red Hebrew Edomites can remember your Veterans Day, all your died heroes, okay, of this wicked country, America, all right, that was established by blood. You can remember all your heroes, all right, okay, who died for this country. But the Most High, all right, he's not dealing with you, all right. He remembers slavery, okay, all the Israelites who died, all right, all the Israelites who perished under the so-called white man's rule, all right. Okay, his son, okay, who was his son, the Lord, who you call Jesus Christ, who was killed, all right, on the cross, being crucified by so-called white people, all right, okay, the Romans, all right. The Most High didn't forget all these things, all right. And you so-called white people are going to realize that soon, because the Most High is against you, all right, you Edomites, okay, and you other heathen nations, okay. So I'm going to play this quick video, all right. It says life aboard a slave ship, all right? But it says life on the title, but it was hell aboard a slave ship, not life, okay? It was hell, all right? And I'm going to have some precepts, get some precepts about the Most High, right? He requires what's past, all right? What happened in the past. The Most High requires it, all right? He doesn't forget your the things you do, all right? The all the wickedness you do. The Most High doesn't forget it. All right. He has angels watching everybody. All right. And those are the eyes of the Most High, watching everybody, recording what they're doing. All right. So he's recording all the wickedness that America promoted and established. All right. So the Most High did not forget slavery. All right. It will be evident soon. All right.
1525 to 1866, 12.5 million Africans were taken from their homeland and forcibly shipped across the Atlantic, a journey that almost 2 million of them wouldn't survive. By the turn of the 18th century, European merchants were building vessels capable of transporting hundreds of slaves per journey. These ships had extra portholes for ventilation, weapons mounted on deck in case of rebellion, and additional compartments added below deck to take on more human cargo. Before boarding the ships at African port cities, slaves were stripped of their clothing and remaining possessions, and had their heads completely shaved. During boarding, which could take weeks or even months, slaves lived on the deck of the ship in a temporary wooden house constructed by the crew. The crew also installed netting around the deck of the ship, designed to catch slaves who might opt for death over forced servitude. Once moved below deck, slaves would find themselves stuffed into compartments with ceilings as low as 4.5 feet, where they would spend most of their voyage. They were segregated by gender and age. Adult men were kept separately and shackled in pairs. Women usually left unbound in their designated compartment, and children often free to move about the ship. There was no plumbing of any kind. Slaves were forced to relieve themselves where they sat, creating hellish conditions when combined with the heat and lack of ventilation below deck.
It's a hellish conditions. All right. That's not life. Okay. And the Most High remembers all the wickedness that the Edomites have done. All right. And he's gonna get his revenge on you. All right. On you Edomites, on you so-called white people. All right. With your American pride. All right. With your white supremacy. All right.
Disease was rampant. Measles, smallpox, influenza, scurvy, and dysentery, the number one killer, ravaged slaves and crew members alike. The slaves generally spent about 8 hours a day above deck, but were still separated by gender with a barricado, a reinforced wall that could be used to protect crew members in case of a revolt. Slaves were also subject to forced exercise, sometimes including dance and song for the entertainment of the crew. Disobedient slaves were tortured and beaten, usually whipped with the especially cruel cat o' nine tails, a tool designed to inflict maximum pain. Slaves who refused to eat their typical meal of rice and beans were forced to do so, sometimes with the speculum oris, a medieval tool used to pry open unwilling mouths. Women, while usually left unshackled, were raped and sexually abused by members of the crew. sometimes arriving in the New World carrying the children of their attackers. But it was the women, using their minuscule freedoms, who would often coordinate mutinies against their captors. But these rebellions were rarely successful. The true extent of the horrors of the Middle Passage came to light in the 1783 court trial over the slave ship Zong. The Zong left Africa in 1781 with 442 enslaved on board. After a 2-month journey riddled with navigation errors, 62 slaves and 7 crew members had perished without reaching their destination. Disease was spreading throughout the ship, and fresh water was running dangerously low. Captain Luke Collingwood was afraid of the financial cost of more deaths. Slaves that died of disease were not covered by the ship's insurance, but slaves who drowned were. Some 133 slaves were thrown overboard. Collingwood claimed it was necessary to do so to halt the spread of disease. At the trial between the Zong's owners and their insurance company, the owners argued that because it was legal to kill sick animals for the health of a ship, it was legal to treat infected slaves the same. The court agreed, but the trial itself exposed the horrors aboard the Zong. The story was republished by British abolitionists with the name of the ship redacted, meant to show that this tragedy could happen on any slave ship across the Middle Passage. 24 years after the Zong trial, the slave trade was outlawed in both Great Britain and the United States. It would take England another 26 years, and the U.S. another 58, plus a civil war, before the practice of slavery was banned outright.
All right, they try in the end of the video, they try to make the happy ending, like slavery is abolished, but the so-called white man through his new world order is gonna bring back, all right, and try bring Jacob's trouble, all right, a time of distress, okay, a time like never before seen, okay, to the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all right, which is gonna be worse than slavery, all right. Okay, so slavery was never abolished, all right. So-called Black, Hispanics, Native Americans still have to work in these jobs, all right, still get shot up the streets, okay. The so-called white man just lessened it, all right. And majority of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are mental slaves, all right. So it was never abolished, all right. They just say it to act like America's good, all right, because you're not in physical chains, all right, but you're in mental chains, all right. So through the Spirit, all right, our first precept will be Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and established a city by iniquity. And that's what the so-called white man did, all right, the Edomites. Okay, they established America, all right, this great country, all right, that everyone loves, all right, by blood, okay, by killing the Native Americans, all right, slaughtering them when they were already here. Okay, and the so-called white man think he had a right by rights by God to do so, manifest destiny, right? Like he's the chosen one and he can do whatever he wills, all right? And all that pride, all right, that the Most High, all right, puffed the so-called white man with, all right, the Most High is going to punish the hell out of you Edomites, all right? You Edomites today, or you so-called white people, all right? Through the Spirit, all right? That's biblical, all right? So it says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity, all right? The Edomites, all right, or the nation, all right, a nation of people, all right, that the Most High designed, all right, created just to destroy, all right, they're the Most High's wicked nation, all right, to destroy, okay, and that's what the Most High is going to reveal, okay, through the amounts of plagues that he's going to send to America, right, and ultimately through slavery, all right. This is Numbers chapter 35 and verse 3. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. All right. Okay. So if you, all right, kill, rape, rob, and murder, all right, and the blood of those you killed is in the land, all right, It cannot be cleaned. All right. This land is defiled. All right. This land is wicked. All right. Because innocent blood was shed here. All right. To the eyes of the Most High, the nation of Israel. Okay, what's going off? All right. The Most High used the so-called white man. All right. And you Edomites to punish. All right. Punish us as his whipping stick. All right. But at the end of the day, to the so-called white man, all right, in his eyes, he was just doing it off his pride, okay, off manifest destiny, all right, because he feels like he can do what he wants, all right, and Slakia, all right, and to and he it wasn't in his mind, all right, that the Most High told him to go and punish, all right, Israelites, okay, punish the nation of Israel, okay, for their wickedness. All right. The Most High didn't go to Edomites and tell them, he didn't go to so-called white people and tell them, go punish the Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans for their wickedness. All right. It wasn't like that. All right. It says, but by the blood of him that sheddeth. All right. So the so-called white man, all right, his blood needs to be shed. All right. The nation of Edom, all right, so-called white people, all right, their blood needs to get shed. All right. To clean America. All right. So this land, that's why America is going to be utterly destroyed. All right. It's going to be desolate, a wasteland. All right. A desert. All right. And that's the judgment of America. Okay. That will come. All right. So all the oppressors, all right, who shed the blood of the nation Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, all right, the Israelites, okay, all their blood will be shed. Okay. And they will be going to slavery. All right. You reap what you sow. Okay. Revenge is real. All right. What these people call karma is real. All right. This is John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And who's the thief? All right. The thief are you Edomites. All right. We know what you're on. All right. Through the Spirit the Most High gave us, right, made us remember, right, gave us a portion of his hatred, right, on you Edomites. Okay. We don't have the full rage and hatred, all right, through the Spirit. If I'm part of the elect, Lord willing, the Most High, all right, is going to give us the full, all right, hatred and rage for you Edomites, all right, but we know what you Edomites are on, okay, all right, the Most High is waking up his people, all right, and giving them back their sense of authority, all right, and their sense of confidence and hope in the Most High, all right. So we know what you Edomites are on. You're the thief. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and destroy. All right. To every Edomite, all right, every so-called white person, we know what you're on. All right. Okay. You're evil. You're wicked. All right. You just hide it. All right. With a fake smile. Okay. It's not that hard. All right. It says, I am come that they might have life. All right. That's the Lord. And that they might have it more abundantly. All right. So the Lord's coming back to bring life. All right. To restore this planet. All right. To the way it's supposed to be. All right. With the Israelites ruling. With the Most High being reverenced. All right. Everyone fearing the Most High. All right. And being in order. All right. Under subjection. Under the Israelite rule. Starting with the Most High. All right. And his son. Okay. So is the Most High racist? Is the Most High a racist power? Yes, he is. All right. Straight up, God is not all love. All right. He doesn't forget things. All right. Why would God forget things? All right. God remembers slavery. All right. He had it play out. Okay. And he's gonna punish them who did that. All right. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity. All right. So who led a people into captivity? All right. The so-called white man. All right. As well as the Arabs. All right. The indigenous Africans. All right. The Hamites. All right. And every other heathen nation led the Israelites into captivity. All right, so they will go into captivity. It says, he that leave in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience, all right, and the faith of the saints. All right. So this is the hope. All right. Every day, all right, we're waiting, all right, for America to be destroyed. All right, for these plagues to roll on. All right. For the wicked to be punished. All right. It's Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for iniquity of their fathers. All right. Because every average day so-called white person, Edomite, will say, well, I wasn't there during slavery. I didn't do it. Okay. Those are a bunch of evil white people. All right. But the thing is, right, you don't understand that reincarnation exists. All right. And those people back then are the people now. All right. It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. All right. And every Edomite's going to slavery. All right. Every Edomite. Okay. Every Edomite is a nation designed, all right, by the Most High to be wicked. All right. So they're all going to slavery because the Most High designed them to be wicked. All right. It's their purpose. All right. The elder shall serve the younger. Okay. Esau will serve Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. All right. And the kingdom of heaven will be established after America's destruction. Okay. So all you Edomites are going to slavery. All right. To prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. They do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. All right. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with God, all right, with the Most High, to recompense tribulation, all right, to them that trouble you. All right. So what does the word recompense mean? All right. It's a righteous thing with God, all right, to recompense. All right. This is right here. Vengeance. All right. It says repay, render. Okay. So vengeance. Okay. So it's a righteous thing with the Most High to repay vengeance. All right. To them that trouble you. Okay. So all the wickedness that the so-called these so-called white people have did. All right. Okay. The Most High is keeping track of all of them. All right. Has a record of all that. All right. And just like in court, all right, in this society, all right, a so-called black man may steal a piece of candy, all right, and they put him in jail for 30 years, all right. Esau, in this wicked society, all right, Esau takes a black man and put him in court, all right, and give him his sentence, right, with the Most High God, all right. He'll take you Edomites, all right, and give you your sentence, all right, which is slavery for 1,000 years, all right. This would be the worst slavery ever. It's gonna be the most horrifying, all right, just completely out this world, all right, just completely terrifying, all right. You Edomites have no idea what's going to come to you, all right, and you other heathen nations, all right, but that's your destiny, all right, for being wicked, all right. That's what you're created to do, all right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 15. That which have been is now, and that which it has to be have already been, and Yahweh requireth that which is past. All right. So the Most High requireth which is past. All right. So the Most High doesn't forget about things that happened in the past. All right. Okay. We're talking about the Creator. All right. All right. The living power. All right. Eternal. Never. The Most High was never created. All right. So why would the Most High doesn't forget? All right. You Edomites with your logic, all right? You don't forget about 9/11, all these days that your fallen so-called American heroes died, your Veterans Day, all right? Well, the Most High didn't forget what you did, all right, to his son, all right, his own begotten, all right? Because you Romans, all right, you so-called white people, all right, crucified him, all right? And you're gonna know what vengeance really is. Because no one knows what vengeance is, all right, until the Lord gets back. All right. You're going to know what true vengeance is. All right. It could be your worst nightmare. All right. A so-called black man in the sky. All right. What you'll call a Negro today. All right. Furious. All right. Just waiting to tear you up. All right. Just waiting to save his people. All right. The elect. All right. And punish the wicked. All right. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8. All right. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord 1,000 years. All right. So 1,000 years to us, all right, to us living in these times, 1,000 years is one day to the Lord. All right. And 1,000 years as one day. All right. So the Most High remembers slavery. All right. It was literally just like 2 days ago. All right. Okay. It's fresh. All right. The Most High doesn't forget. Right. The Most High doesn't change. All right. So one day to the Most High in the spiritual world is 1,000 years to us. All right. This is Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations that spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. All right. So when you came to the west coast of Africa, when you came, all right, to the Americas, all right, and you touched the so-called Native Americans, Hispanics, all right, so-called blacks, all right, West Indies and Haitians, all right, off the west coast of Africa, all right, you touched the apple of the Most High's eye, all right, because we're the Israelites, all right. Since you mess with us, all right, you mess with the Most High, all right, and you're gonna realize what you did, all right. So all that pride, all right, that you're drunk on, all right, the so-called white man, all right, it's all gonna go down the drain, all right, because the Most High gave you all your inventions, all right, all your so-called glories, all right, you winning these wars, all right, America's pride, the Most High gave you all that, all right, he's gonna take it all away, all right, in 1 hour, America's gonna be destroyed, all right. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. Okay? And they shall call them the border of wickedness. All right? Because everywhere you go, all right, everywhere you so-called white people go, all right, you Edomites go, you bring wickedness, lies, all right, things against the Most High's laws, all right, confusion, all right. It says, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. All right. Because you're a docile, low, wicked, filthy people. All right. Just completely filthy, just completely confused. All right. Animals. All right. Complete base creatures. All right. Dirty. All right. Trash. All right. It's going to be exposed. All right. You're going to be in your true nature. All right. In the kingdom. All right. The Most High to keep exposing you devils, all right, and keep waking up his elect, all right. So times are changing, all right. The Lord's coming back, all right, with vengeance in his heart, all right, because the Lord's gonna get his vengeance, all right. It's all that matters, all right. The Lord getting his vengeance and saving the elect and punishing the wicked, all right. Not Edomites' daily life. All right. The Most High's not dealing with an Edomite's daily life. All right. The Most High's not keeping tabs on that. All right. The Most High's watching. All right. And just waiting. All right. To unleash plagues. All right. And save his elect and protect them. All right. And he's watching you wicked Israelites. You 2/3 of you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 12. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom. So this doesn't sound like God loves everybody, right? It sounds like God is going to deal vengeance upon Edom, all right? So why would you deal vengeance on someone you love, all right? It says Romans chapter 9, verse 13, for Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated, all right? Straight up, the Most High hates the nation of Edom, all right? Just deal with it. It's just reality. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right? So destruction is coming, all right? To you wicked, prideful, base, low, idiotic Edomites, so-called white people, all right? Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1, all right? Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Therefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. I have trodden the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. All right, so this is the Lord, who the world called Jesus Christ. His real name is Yahushua, all right? The day of vengeance is in his heart, all right? It says, who is this that cometh from Edom, all right? So the Lord, and we know that Edom are you so-called white people, you Edomites, right? The nation of Edom, all right? The wicked, all right? The devil, all right? So it says, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, okay? So his apparel is red. It says, in thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat, all right? It says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, all right? So the Lord's going to do killing, all right? A lot of righteous killing, all right? That's what the Lord's going to come back to do, Yahushua. It says, for I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain on my raiment. All right, so the blood, all right, to be on the Lord's garments, all right, which means that the Lord's going to do killing, all right, a lot of killing, all right. That's what it means. It says the day of vengeance is my heart. So the Lord's remembering. The Lord remembered what you did to him, all right, in Rome, all right, what you so-called white people did, all right. He remembers what you did to his people, all right, slavery, all right, what you do to them today, all right, what you did to the Native Americans, what you did to the Hispanics, all right. He remembers everything, all right. The revenge is coming. This is Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right. So wait on the Lord. All right. Okay. That's what the Israelites are going to do. The Israelites will wake up, right? The elect, right? We're going to wait on the Lord, right? Lord willing, I'm part of that number. Okay. We're going to wait on the Lord, right? Because the Lord, okay, is going to save us out of this condition. All right. He's going to free us. All right. And punish the wicked. All right. So I hope this video is edifying. All right. God, all right, who the world calls God, all right, the creator, the Most High, he did not forget slavery. All right. He did not forget the rape, rob, and murder you did on the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. All right. And Israelite foreigners as well. All right. He did not forget this. All right. His vengeance will be known, right, soon. All right. Just wait on it, all you wicked heathens. All right. So I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim El Shai, Bashim Kakadash, death and destruction to America, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.